Today we're going to look at the safe procedure for changing a propane tank on a forklift. When pulling into the propane station, always make sure your forks will clear the ground. In this case, the associate has to raise his forks approximately 10 inches in the air to clear it safely. Pull up a safe distance from the propane tanks, then engage your e-brake and turn off the forklift. Always use 3 points of contact when entering or exiting the forklift. As you would before doing any task, always do a PPE check. Safety glasses, earplugs, and gloves. Now it's time to get the proper PPE for this specific task. Always check your PPE before putting it on. In this case, the associate quickly notices a hole in the propane gloves. That's no longer good for use. These gloves should be immediately taken out of service and replaced. After making sure all the PPE is in good condition and ready to use, now you put the PPE on. Changing a propane tank requires additional PPE. A face shield and specific propane-ready gloves are required. Turn off the valve to the propane tank. Now, turn over the ignition to the forklift and allow the forklift to die out. This will remove all extra propane in the line going to the forklift. Once the forklift has died, you turn off the ignition. Make sure that the propane tank is still off and then disconnect the coupling. Once you've removed the coupling, now you can take the propane tank off of the forklift. Remember to use proper lifting techniques even with the empty propane tank. Place the empty propane tank back in the rack facing backwards. Never leave it on the ground. Now get a full propane tank. Remember your proper lifting techniques because the full propane tank will be much heavier. Line the propane pin up with a specific hole on the propane tank. Secure the propane tank back on the forklift. After making sure the propane tank is shut, now you can hook up the coupling from the forklift. When hooking up the coupling, do so carefully and pay attention not to cross-thread. Once you got the coupling nice and snug, now you can open the valve to the propane tank. Look, listen, and smell for any leaking propane. Now that you're done, inspect your PPE and then put it back in the storage area. Using 3 points of contact, get back on the forklift, place your seatbelt on, and you're ready to go. Adjust your mirrors, prepare to reverse, but always look behind you before backing up. Honk your horn. In this case, raise your forks up an extra 10 inches so you can clear the path getting out of the propane tank area. Raising your forks up this high will not be required in every environment, but this associate is aware of the workplace and knows he has to raise them up to clear the bump. If you do have to raise your forks to clear a specific area, make sure to lower them back down for proper driving before continuing on. Review this video procedure and the written procedure to make sure you fully understand how to safely change your propane tank. Write down any questions you may have and ask your supervisor.